check this out. Here we have cosine of pi x is equal to cosine of x. Well, if this is equal to that, that means we can just cancel this right here and then get pi x is equal to x, right? And then we have x on both sides, so we can just divide both sides by x. So cancel, and then we just get pi is equal to 1. Look at that. How cool. How wrong. How horrible. This is definitely not the way to do it. There are two mistakes for this. The first one is, when the cosines are equal to each other, you cannot just put the insides equal to each other, because if you do this, you only get one solution. You don't get the whole thing. That's the first mistake. The second mistake here is that if you have pi times x is equal to x, you cannot divide both sides by x, because right here you are dividing by 0. That's how we end up with pi is equal to 1, which doesn't make sense. So how exactly are we supposed to solve this equation though? So here is the deal. When we have cosine of pi x is equal to cosine of x, here is case 1. I'm going to keep the cosine of pi x the same. And for cosine of x, this right here, it's the same as x. But remember, the period of cosine is 2 pi. So the truth is we can add 2n pi to it. And this will always be the same as cosine of x. This is how we end up with all these solutions. So when you write this down, because you consider all the possibilities, yes, you can kind of cancel the cosine. But really, I'm just going to tell you this implies that pi x is equal to x plus 2n pi. And then once you have this, you can just solve for x the regular way. I'm going to move the x to the other side. So we get pi x minus x is equal to 2n pi. And then I'm just going to factor out the x. I don't need this implication anymore. X, and then this is pi minus 1 equals 2n pi. And then finally, just divide this to both sides. So x is equal to 2n pi over pi minus 1. Here, I will have to denote that n is an integer, meaning we're just adding multiples of 2 pi. So if you use Wolfram alpha, you may see they have 1 minus pi on the bottom. It's okay because n right here could be positive or negative, so the negative doesn't really matter because n is just any integers. This is in fact just case 1, because you also have to consider the following case. Cosine x is the same as cosine of negative x, because cosine is an even function. So I could also have the following for case 2. Still write down cosine of pi x, but instead of just the x, I'm going to write down cosine of negative x right here, and then do the same thing, plus 2n pi. Okay, and then pretty much do the same thing, and then we will finish this real quick before my marker dries out completely, right? So this means we can get pi x equals negative x plus 2n pi. And then do the same thing, move that to the other side. So pi x plus x equals 2n pi. Factoring out the x. Divided by that. So x equals 2n pi over pi plus 1. And here, again, let's denote that n is an integer. So that's it. For the cosine version, just remember that. And I also have a video when we have the sine version, which you really have to know sine of x is equal to what else in order to solve that. I will have the link in the description so you can try that as well. That's it.